Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cozy English podcast. My name is Melody.
And I'm Avery. We are so happy you are joining us today for another calm and simple English lesson.
Oh, please do. I'm sure our listeners would love to hear it. It's always reassuring to know that everyone makes mistakes sometimes.
You know, Melody, I'm glad we're covering this. I think everyone, even native speakers, can feel a little bit of anxiety when they have to pick up the phone and call a stranger to ask for something. There's that moment of hesitation.
I know for me, Avery, even as a native English speaker, I sometimes get a little nervous making phone calls in formal situations. I always worry I'm going to forget a key piece of information. I actually have a funny story about that.
hmm Today, you will learn how to book an appointment in calm, simple English. By the end of this episode, you will feel much more confident.
Exactly. Think about it, Avery. We make appointments for so many things. We call a doctor's clinic when we are sick. We book a haircut. We make a service appointment if our car has a problem.
Right. And making that phone call can make people feel nervous, especially if they are worried about their English. They worry they won't understand or that they will say the wrong thing.
And that feeling is completely normal, but we want to help you with that. Today, we will give you the words and phrases you need so you can make that call without stress.
We'll break it down into small, easy steps. We'll practice the useful English for making appointments, changing appointments, and even canceling them politely.
It's going to be very practical, so find a comfortable place, maybe get a cup of tea, and let's get started.
All right, so first, let's talk about some key vocabulary. These are the important words you will hear and use when making an appointment.
Let's start with the most important word, appointment. An appointment is a formal arrangement to meet someone at a particular time and place.
That's a great definition. So, for example, you could say, I have a doctor's appointment at 2 p.m.
Mm-hmm. The next word is schedule. A schedule is a plan of what someone is going to do and when they are going to do it. It can be a noun or a verb.
Right. So the receptionist might look at her computer and say, let me check the doctor's schedule. Or as a verb, you could say, I'd like to schedule an appointment.
Exactly. Both are very common. Another important word is available. If a time is available, it means it's free. No one else has booked it.
So you will often ask, are you available on Friday? Or the receptionist might say, the doctor is not available on Friday.
Perfect. And of course, we have date and time. The date is the day, month, and year, for example, October 25th. The time is the specific hour and minute, like 10:30 a.m.
You will always need to give a date and time, like, I want to book an appointment for the date of November 10th at the time of 3 o'clock.
Now, let's talk about changing plans. The first word is cancel. To cancel an appointment means you decide that it will not happen.
It's very important to be polite when you do this. You can say, I'm sorry, but I need to cancel my appointment.
Yes, politeness is key. A similar word is reschedule. This means to change the time or date of the appointment to a new time or date.
Right. So you don't want to cancel completely, you just want to move it. You could say, could we reschedule my appointment for next week?
And our last vocabulary word is confirm. To confirm means to check that an arrangement is definite and correct.
This is usually the last step. The receptionist might say, can you confirm the time is 3 p.m.? Or you might receive an email that says, please confirm your appointment.
Great. So those are our key words. Now let's put them into some useful phrases. Avery, what is the most common way to start the conversation?
The simplest and most polite way is to say, I'd like to make an appointment. I would like is a very soft and polite way to ask for something. And sometimes, for a specialist doctor, you might need a referral. A referral is an official letter from your family doctor that allows you to see a specialist. So the receptionist might ask, do you have a referral?
That's perfect. An example would be, hello, I'd like to make an appointment for a checkup.
Another useful phrase is asking about availability. You can say, are you available on Friday? Or do you have anything available on Friday? Right, you book a flight, but you make a reservation at a restaurant. And one last important term, waiting list. If there are no appointments available, you can sometimes ask to be put on a waiting list. This means they will call you if someone else cancels their appointment.
That's a great tip, Avery. It shows you are very interested and can sometimes get you an appointment much sooner. You could ask, do you have a waiting list I could be added to?
Good one. For rescheduling, a great phrase is, I'm calling about my appointment on Wednesday. I'm afraid I need to reschedule.
That sounds very natural. And for canceling, you can say, I need to cancel my appointment for tomorrow. Adding, I'm very sorry makes it more polite.
Finally, for confirming, you can simply ask, could you please confirm the time for me?
Excellent. Those phrases are the building blocks for any appointment conversation. Listeners, don't worry about remembering everything right now. We are going to practice them. Let's imagine the phone is ringing. Ring, ring. Good morning, Cozy Cuts. Melody speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, I'd like to make an appointment for a haircut, please. Just a simple trim.
Of course. What day works for you?
Do you have anything available this Friday?
Let me check the schedule for you. Yes, we do. We have an opening at 10 a.m. or at 4 p.m.
Okay, 4 p.m. would be great.
Perfect. So that's one men's haircut for this Friday at 4 p.m. Can I get your name, please?
Yes, it's Avery.
All right, Avery. We have you scheduled for this Friday at 4 p.m. We'll see you then.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Goodbye. And scene. That was great, Avery. Very clear and simple.
Thanks, Melody. Now, for our listeners, let's break that conversation down. Let's look at what we said and why.
Good idea. So you started with, hi, I'd like to make an appointment for a haircut, please. This is the perfect opening line. It's polite and it says exactly what you want.
And your response was, of course, what day works for you? This is a friendly way to ask about my preferred day. What day is good for you is another option.
Right. Then you asked, do you have anything available this Friday? This is a great question. You are suggesting a day, which makes the conversation move faster.
Then you checked the schedule and offered me two choices. You said, we have an opening at 10 a.m. or at 4 p.m. Giving options is very helpful.
It is. It allows the customer to choose what is best for them. And you chose one, saying 4 p.m. would be great. Simple and clear.
The final step was the confirmation. You repeated all the important information back to me. You said, so that's one men's haircut for this Friday at 4 p.m. This is so important because it prevents mistakes.
Yes, always listen carefully at the end to make sure the details are correct. And then I asked for your name to complete the booking.
So you see, it was a very logical step-by-step conversation. You start with what you want, you discuss the day and time, and you finish by confirming the details.
You can do it. The key is to speak slowly and clearly. It's okay to ask the other person to repeat something if you don't understand.
Okay, now for our second role play. Life is not always perfect. Sometimes things change and we need to reschedule an appointment. This can feel even more stressful for English learners, but it doesn't have to be. Let's practice. So, Avery, you have your haircut appointment on Friday at 4 p.m., but now you have an unexpected work meeting. You need to call and move your appointment. I will be the customer again, and Melody, you're still the friendly receptionist at Cozy Cuts.
That's true. It feels complicated, but it doesn't have to be. Let's practice. So, Avery, you have your haircut appointment on Friday at 4 p.m., but now you have an unexpected work meeting. You need to call and move your appointment. Let's do it. Ring, ring. Good morning, Cozy Cuts. Melody speaking.
Hi there. I'm calling about an appointment I have on Friday. My name is Avery.
Hello, Avery. Yes, I see it here. Friday at 4 p.m. How can I help?
I'm very sorry, but something has come up and I won't be able to make it. Is it possible to reschedule?
No problem at all. We can certainly do that. Do you have another day in mind?
Could we move it to another day? Maybe next week? Would Thursday work?
Let me take a look at next Thursday for you. Yes, we have availability in the afternoon. We could do 2:30 p.m. or 5 p.m.
Let's do 5 p.m., please.
Okay, consider it done. I've moved your appointment, so I am confirming your new appointment is for next Thursday at 5 p.m.
That's perfect. Thank you so much for your help. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome, Avery. We'll see you next Thursday.
Bye.
And scene. See? That wasn't so scary.
Not at all. Let's break it down for our listeners. The beginning is very important. I started by giving my name and the day of my original appointment. This helps the receptionist find my information quickly.
Right. You said, I'm calling about an appointment I have on Friday. Then you used a wonderful polite phrase. I'm very sorry, but something has come up.
Yes, something has come up is a vague and polite way to say you have a new, unexpected plan. You don't need to give a lot of details. It's very useful.
It is. And then you directly asked to reschedule. You said, is it possible to reschedule? Using is it possible is softer and more polite than saying I want to reschedule.
And your response was very reassuring. You said, no problem at all. We can certainly do that. This makes the customer feel comfortable and not like they are causing a problem.
That's the goal. Then you suggested a new day. Would Thursday work? This is another great polite question format.
From there, the conversation was very similar to our first role play. We found the new date and time that worked for both of us.
And most importantly, we confirmed the new plan at the end. I said, I am confirming your new appointment is for next Thursday at 5 p.m.
Yes, and notice I finished by saying thank you so much for your help. If someone is flexible and helps you change a plan, it's always nice to show you appreciate it.
So, the key steps for rescheduling are state your current appointment, politely explain you need to change it, suggest a new time, and confirm the new details. You can do it.
Sounds good. Okay, so we have just confirmed your appointment. I'll start from there. Okay, Melody, we have you booked for your dental checkup on Tuesday at 9 a.m. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yes, thank you. I have a couple of quick questions. First, how long will the appointment take?
A first checkup usually takes about 1 hour.
Okay, thank you. And do I need to bring anything with me?
Yes, please. Bring your ID and your insurance card if you have one.
Great. One last question. What should I do before the appointment? For example, should I avoid eating?
That's a great question. Just make sure to brush your teeth well before you come in. You can eat and drink as normal.
That's all I needed to know. Thank you very much for your help.
You're welcome, Melody. We look forward to seeing you our Tuesday.
And scene. A very helpful conversation. Let's do a quick breakdown.
Right. So after I confirmed your appointment, I asked, is there anything else I can help you with? This is a signal that the main conversation is over, but it opens the door for questions.
And I responded with, yes, thank you. I have a couple of quick questions. This is a polite way to show that you won't take too much more of their time.
Your first question was, how long will the appointment take? This is a very practical question for planning your day.
My second question was, do I need to bring anything with me? Also very important. You don't want to arrive and realize you forgot an important document.
Definitely. And your last question was, what should I do before the appointment? This shows you are being responsible and want to be prepared.
It's never wrong to ask these questions. It shows that you are thoughtful and it helps you feel more prepared and less nervous on the day of the appointment.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to ask for the information you need. Most receptionists are very happy to help. All right, let's do one final role play. Sometimes you don't need to reschedule, you just need to cancel. This can also feel a bit uncomfortable, but it's a normal part of life. It's always best to call and cancel as soon as you know you can't make it.
Exactly. For this scenario, I will be the patient, Melody, and I need to cancel my dental appointment for tomorrow because I'm not feeling well. Avery, you'll be the kind and understanding receptionist at the dental clinic again.
Of course. Ring, ring. Good morning, Bright Smiles Dental. This is Avery speaking. That's right. This is your chance to use your voice. We will say a phrase, and then we will leave a short pause for you to repeat it out loud. Don't be shy.
Hi there. My name is Melody. I have an appointment tomorrow at 9 a.m. that I need to cancel. Ready? Let's start with the most important phrase for booking. Please repeat after me. I'd like to make an appointment.
Okay, Melody, let me just look that up for you. Yes, I see it. Melody for a checkup at 9 a.m. tomorrow. I can cancel that for you. I hope it's nothing serious.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm just not feeling well and don't think I should come in. would it be possible to reschedule for sometime next week, or should I call back when I'm feeling better?
I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better soon. It's better to stay home and rest. We can either reschedule you for a new time now, or you can call us back when you're feeling up to it. What would you prefer?
Great job.
I think it's better if I call back when I know my schedule. Thank you for being so understanding. Now let's try asking for a specific day. Pause and say, "Do you have anything available on Monday?"
That was a great example of how to cancel politely, Melody. It's a short conversation, but there are some very important phrases in there.
Yes, you started by stating your name and the appointment time, then clearly said, "I need to cancel." This is direct and easy to understand. Giving a simple and honest reason, "I'm just not feeling well," is also very helpful. It's polite and people are always very understanding about health issues.
Excellent.
Now let's try asking for a time. Ready? What times do you have available?
You're doing wonderfully.
Okay, now let's practice rescheduling politely. Pause and say, "I'm sorry, but I need to reschedule my appointment."
Perfect.
And let's try another way to ask to move it. Ready? Could we move it to another day?
Sounding very natural.
Finally, let's practice asking a question. Please say, "Do I need to bring anything?"
Fantastic work. Just practicing these few phrases will make a huge difference in your confidence.
It really will. The more you say them, the more comfortable they will feel. You can come back to this part of the podcast anytime you want to practice again.
Well, we have covered a lot today. Let's do a quick recap of the most important points before we go.
Great idea. So we learned that to book an appointment, you can start with the simple and polite phrase, "I'd like to make an appointment."
We learned to ask about open times with questions like, "Are you available on Friday?" or "What times do you have?"
We also practiced how to reschedule politely, using phrases like, "Something came up," and "Could we move it to another day?"
And we talked about asking for more information with useful questions like, "How long will it take?" and "Do I need to bring anything?"
The most important thing to remember is to stay calm and speak slowly. It is okay if you make mistakes. People are usually very kind and will help you.
Exactly. Now you can make appointments in English calmly and confidently. You have the tools you need. We are so proud of you for learning and practicing with us today.
We would love to hear from you. To practice, please write in the comments on our website or YouTube channel, what kind of appointment do you make most often? Is it for a doctor, a haircut, or something else?
That's a great question. We look forward to reading your answers.
Thank you for joining us on the Cozy English podcast.
Until next time, take care and keep practicing. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.